You can give me a backup.
Band. Oh, yeah.
He's pretty easy. He's pretty easy.
Yeah, no, he likes it as much as I do.
Oh, it's a good time to show it off.
Well, no, and I want to do, you know,
Yeah.
that's a big thing. Give him that attaboy.
Well, they'd be
Out
tall.
of there.
I fell twice. Because I can't feel it. I can only feel the thing.
I don't get that.
I don't know why I'm bothering you. But I'll do this.
Going to call the St. Clair County Board of Commissioners meeting in order. Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Commissioner McConnell.
Here.
Commissioner Baldwin.
Here.
Commissioner Beeden.
Present.
Commissioner Dunn.
Here.
Commissioner Rushing.
Here.
Commissioner Vandenbosch.
Here.
Chairman Bohm.
Here. Additions, deletions, changes to the agenda.
I'd move for the additions on the agenda as presented.
Support?
11 AE.
AE, all in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Approval of agenda.
So moved. Support.
Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Item 5, the minutes of the previous meeting.
I move to approve and file the minutes of the February 18th, 2021 Commissioner meeting, the April 15th, 2021 Commissioner meeting, and the May 6th, 2021 Standing Committee meetings.
Support.
Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Proclamation for Mark Rochu.
Yeah, I'm glad I got this one. I'd like to move to approve the proclamation recognizing Mark Rousseau's years of service.
Support?
Discussion. Just a couple words. When I got on this board, we had one county park. What are we at now, Carrie? 8, 9, somewhere in there? 8, yeah. Oh,
Nancy's got you.
all right. Well, that was a setup just to make sure.
This was a test.
We'll get that too at the appropriate time. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Consent agenda.
Mr. Chair, at this time, I'd like to make a motion to approve items 7A through 7F on the consent agenda.
Support.
Thank you.
Discussion on anything? All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Reports of standing committees. Go to Mr. McConnell.
I have none tonight.
Ms. Baldwin.
None tonight.
Ms. Eden.
Nothing to report.
No, sir.
Nothing.
Just a quick little update I'll give on the Marine City Marina project. We just got the appraisal back on the property. It checked out. It was spot on, which is great news. They were able to go to the Community Foundation, awarded them a third of the project costs. So that project has really taken a nice turn in the right direction. So I know they have their meeting tonight for an update down there, so.
Any time frame on the grant?
Oh boy, those things take, Nancy, putting you on the spot again. Are you sharing the DNR trust fund? DNR trust fund? No. So,
Isn't that a December payout generally?
yeah, but you get approval,
award.
I think, in October-ish.
No.
Yeah, then the money comes, yeah. And we still gotta go through some of the scoring, but it checks a lot of boxes down there, so.
Good.
Very good stuff. Any citizens wishing to address the board at this time? Seeing none, unfinished business, none, let's go to new business. Item A, approval of disbursement.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve the April 21st county disbursements in the amount of $14,713,752.86.
Support.
Discussion, roll call.
Commissioner Rushing.
Yes.
Commissioner Baldwin.
Yes.
Commissioner Vandenbosch.
Yes.
Commissioner McConnell.
Yes.
Commissioner Dunn.
Yes.
Commissioner Beeden.
Yes.
Chairman Bohm.
Yes. I'm going to do out next few policies, items B through F in one motion, please.
So I would make a motion to approve policies 312, 332, 341, 342, and 346 for any changes.
Support.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Commission on Aging, amended bylaws.
Make a motion to approve the Commission on Aging amended bylaws.
Support.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Item H, Fort Gratiot Sewer Lift Station.
I would make a motion to approve the contract for the installation of a sewage lift station at Fort Gratiot County Park with Kennedy Industries in the amount of $11,410.
Support.
Discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Beeden.
Yes.
Commissioner Dunn.
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing.
Yes.
Commissioner McConnell.
Yes.
Commissioner Vandenbosch.
Yes.
Commissioner Baldwin.
Yes.
Chairman Bohm.
Yes. Item I, the Goodles Community Center Restrooms HVAC replacement.
Mr. Chairman, I'd move to approve the contract with Dependable Heating and Cooling for installation of the HVAC system at the Goodles Community Building in the amount of $12,735.
Support.
Discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Vandenbosch.
Yes.
Commissioner Baldwin.
Yes.
Commissioner Dunn.
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing.
Yes.
Commissioner McConnell.
Yes.
Commissioner Beeden.
Yes.
Chairman Bohm.
Yes. Item J, the Goodles tri-deck mower purchase.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve the purchase of the 15-foot brush hog tri-deck mower in the amount of $20,000.
Support.
Discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Beeden.
Yes.
Commissioner Vandenbosch.
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing.
Yes.
Commissioner Dunn.
Yes.
Commissioner Baldwin.
Yes.
Commissioner McConnell.
Yes.
Chairman Bohm.
Yes. Item K, the Mead and Hunt Construction Administration.
Chair, at this time, I'd like to make a motion to approve the construction administration contract with Mead and Hunt Incorporated for the reconstruction of taxiway Bravo lighting in the amount of $83,130.
Support.
Thank you.
Discussion? Just a little side note. So that money that comes out of the airport fund.
Yes, the match does.
Yeah, we have a separate airport fund for some of the commissioners. I didn't know if you knew that or not. I mentioned last week that how it works now today, it's a 90% federal match, 5% state, 5% local. It used to be a 95, 2.5, but they changed that a little bit ago. So, roll call.
Commissioner Rushing.
Yes.
Commissioner McConnell.
Yes.
Commissioner Baldwin.
Yes.
Commissioner Beeden.
Yes.
Commissioner Dunn.
Yes.
Commissioner Vandenbosch.
Yes.
Chairman Bohm.
Yes. Item L, the private hangar ground lease.
This time I move to approve the private hanging ground lease with Stephen and Clair Vasikin for a parcel T5 for a term of 5/1/2021 through 5/1/2051 in the amount of $21,600.
Support.
Discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Beeden.
Yes.
Commissioner Baldwin.
Yes.
Commissioner Dunn.
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing.
Yes.
Commissioner Vandenbosch.
Yes.
Commissioner McConnell.
Yes.
Chairman Bohm.
Yes. Item M, private hangar ground lease.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve the private hangar ground lease with DL Will Investments for partial T4 for a term of May 1st, 2021 through May 1st, 2051 in the amount of $21,600.
Support.
Discussion. Roll call.
Commissioner Vandenbosch.
Yes.
Commissioner McConnell.
Yes.
Commissioner Beeden.
Yes.
Commissioner Dunn.
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing.
Yes.
Commissioner Baldwin.
Yes.
Chairman Bohm.
Yes. Item N, the private hangar ground lease, amended and restated.
I would make a motion to approve the amended and restated private hangar ground lease with Spartan Aviation Edward Amiat, superseding and replacing the private hangar lease with Eagle Services for a term of 7/15/05 through 7/15/35 in the amount of $13,811.84.
Support.
Discussion. Actually, I think Kathy said last time we only have one hangar left out there, if I'm not
think that's-
mistaken. Yeah, that's a good problem to have. Roll call.
Commissioner Dunn.
Yes.
Commissioner Baldwin.
Yes.
Commissioner McConnell.
Yes.
Commissioner Vandenbosch.
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing.
Yes.
Commissioner Beeden.
Yes.
Chairman Bohm.
Yes. Item P, the 2021 budget adjustments.
This time, I'd like to make a motion to approve the 2021 budget adjustments.
Support.
Thank you.
Discussion.
Is there anything that jumps out at anybody that makes us nervous? I mean, everything looked pretty stable.
Nope, they're all pretty routine. There aren't really any major adjustments for any of the COVID funds or anything like that we're getting. Just a small adjustment in tax revenues, and we adjusted our federal inmates based on our current trend. Everything else is pretty much grants and cleanup items.
Good, thank you.
Carrie, did we see that half COVID check yet?
We did. I was going to talk about that in my administrator's report.
Because I got a call from Eastern Michigan Bank today, and I think that money went into some of the accounts or something. They were like, man, where'd all that money come from? Will Wilford, I said, probably pretty sure that it hit the account. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Item Q, the Health Department Manning Table change.
At this time, I move to approve the Health Department Manning table change request, eliminating a part-time clerk 2 position and adding a full-time clerk 2 position.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Item R, the Manning Table reclassification.
This time I move to approve the equalization Manning table change request, reclassifying an appraisal 3 assessor position to a senior assessor position.
Support.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Item S, Community Health Needs Assessment Contract.
I would make a motion to approve the contract with VIP Research and Evaluation for community health needs assessment in an amount not to exceed $95,000.
Support.
Discussion. Roll call.
Commissioner McConnell.
Yes.
Commissioner Beeden.
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing.
Yes.
Commissioner Vandenbosch.
Yes.
Commissioner Dunn.
Yes.
Commissioner Baldwin.
Yes.
Chairman Bohm.
Yes. Item T, Resolution 12-7.
This time I move to adopt Resolution 21-07, encouraging voluntary compliance with COVID-19 mitigation strategies.
Support.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Item U, the contract approval request.
I would make a motion to approve the amendment to the agreement with Horizon Health, Inc., eliminating mental health services and reducing annual compensation by $140,000.
Support.
Discussion. Roll call.
Commissioner Dunn.
Yes.
Commissioner Beeden.
Yes.
Commissioner Baldwin.
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing.
Yes.
Commissioner McConnell.
Yes.
Commissioner Vandenbosch.
Yes.
Chairman Bohm.
Yes. Item V, the contract approval request.
At this time, I make a motion to approve the agreement with the St. Clair County Community Mental Health Authority for inmate mental health services for a term of March 15th, 2021 through September 15th, 2022 in the amount of $167,094.37.
Support.
Discussion. Roll call.
Commissioner Vandenbosch.
Yes.
Commissioner McConnell.
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing.
Yes.
Commissioner Baldwin.
Yes.
Commissioner Beeden.
Yes.
Commissioner Dunn.
Yes.
Chairman Bohm.
Yes. Item W, the 2021 Marine Safety Grant Agreement.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve the Marine Safety Grant Program Agreement in the amount of $182,366.
Support.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Item X, the Homeland Security Advisory Council membership.
This time I'd like to make a motion to appoint the members to the Homeland Security Advisory Council membership as requested.
Support.
Thank you.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Item Y, the Michigan Independent Defense Commission proposed cost analysis budget. Before we make this motion, Carrie, can you explain how we used to handle the services and how this has been a recent shift in timeframe, I guess?
So the county did go to a public defender's office about a year and a half ago as part of legislative changes that happened in 2012 regarding indigent defense. There are 8 standards that governments have to meet. Currently, 4 have been implemented. The 5th standard we have to comply with starting October 1st, so this plan does include our compliance with that plan. And standard 5 is complete independence from the judiciary. So prior to a public defender system, indigent defense was handled by the courts. They would appoint a rotating roster list of contract attorneys to handle the indigent cases. Now going forward after October, the Public Defender's Office will be notified if somebody needs an attorney, and either one of our attorneys will handle it, or if there's a conflict, or if we don't have enough staffing, then it will go to a roster attorney. So that's the changes in this plan over what you approved last year.
We were looking at like substantial increases if we were continuing to do business as usual.
So part of the 8 standards, that the one that isn't in place yet, but will be probably within the next few years, is they set minimum compensation rates for those attorneys. So it would have doubled our budget for the roster attorneys. And after doing the cost out, we thought it would be more cost effective and also the ability to provide more efficient service to have them as county employees in a public defender office.
Yeah, and you're seeing this is pretty common throughout the other counties throughout Michigan, so it's just something that's not new to us. So thank you for that explanation. So I need a motion.
Mr. Chair, I'd move to approve the fiscal year 2022 Michigan Indigent Defense Commission application in the amount of $3,093,471.65.
Support.
Discussion. Roll call.
Commissioner McConnell.
Yes.
Commissioner Baldwin.
Yes.
Commissioner Beeden.
Yes.
Commissioner Dunn.
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing.
Yes.
Commissioner Vanden Bosch.
Yes.
Chairman Bohm.
Yes. Item Z, the sheriff contract.
I would make a motion to approve the extension of the sheriff's contract for police services with Port Huron Area School District for a term of 7/1/21 through 6/30/22 in an additional amount of $65,665.
Support.
Discussion. Roll call.
Commissioner Dunn.
Yes.
Commissioner Beeden.
Yes.
Commissioner Vanden Bosch.
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing.
Yes.
Commissioner Baldwin.
Yes.
Commissioner McConnell.
Yes.
Chairman Bohm.
Yes. 2021 coronavirus emergency supplemental funding.
At this time, I'd like to make a motion to approve the 2021 Coronavirus Emergency Supplemental Funding Program grant application for the Prosecuting Attorney's Office in the amount of $50,000.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? 2021 Marine Slow No Wake Zone enforcement.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve the 2021 Marine Slow No Wake Enforcement Program agreement in the amount of $28,000.
Support.
On a good note, I think the lake's down a foot and a half. I just read Lake Huron.
Still means we can't.
No,
Oh.
yeah, but we're in a lot
Oh,
better.
compared to a
shape
year
than
ago.
We were, oh man, sure. So hopefully it's not a big of an issue because I got lots and lots of phone calls.
Right.
All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? AC, the Coronavirus State and Local Fiscal Recovery Funds.
Mr. Chair, I'd make a motion to approve the Coronavirus State and Local Fiscal Recovery Funds, SLRF, American Rescue Plan in the amount of $30,908,749.
Support.
Discussion.
Stereo.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? And the Michigan Lighthouse Assistance Grant Program.
Mr. Chair, I would move for the approval of the Michigan Lighthouse Assistant Program Grant Agreement in the amount of $25,000.
Support?
Discussion. Pretty common, these old lighthouses, they get lots of monies to build them all the time. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Items AE, Parks and Rec Commission alternates.
I'm going to change it a little bit because I can't support it the way it is. So I'm going to make a motion to appoint the Park and Rec Commission alternates with the exception of Jim Beer and Sharon Haggerty. I talked with Alex Moulton first, and we can have a discussion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay.
Yeah, I talked with Nancy this morning. She called me, and both of these have been removed from the board in the past. And she mentioned that she didn't have a quorum at her last meeting, so I can see the necessity for having the alternates there to have a quorum. But in all the 11 years I've been here, we've never had an issue without having a quorum present. So maybe we got an issue with just the current board members that are serving the current county commissioners. But I did take issue
with a couple of them, and I think that is up for discussion. I think this will correct what she needs for 1 month. Maybe get my answered between now and next month. And Jim Beer and Sharon Haggerty easily be appointed next month.
Any other comments?
I don't know. Have you attended a lot of meetings at the Park and Rec meetings?
Every time I could as an alternate for Howard when he was here, that
Okay.
was normally during hunting season.
When I attended, they were very, very active, whether they were alternates or even if their person was there, they still showed up as an alternate. So we have people that want to donate their time, donate their service, and we're going to come in here and try to micromanage and say, we know more than they know, and we got a pretty good parks department. So I'm not going to support that motion because I think we should leave them on. I think that if Nancy didn't want them on, she wouldn't have given us to put them in front of us.
Right.
So I myself am not going to support that motion
Well,
because I don't see, and that's fine. I mean, I think everybody has their own right to an opinion, but I think they're doing a pretty darn good job of what they're doing. They're so highly paid, and these people put in a ton of free time for us, and we're going to sit here and become picky on something like that.
well, we were talking about it before, and you made up some very good points. I think the alternates are extremely important. I think our Park and Rec is very good. But when it came time to vote on Jim Beer, you voted to remove him off the board. If you go historically, you voted to remove him. Same thing with Duke, and he replaced the one with one of his representatives.
I didn't vote to remove him from the board. I voted to put somebody else on the board. So I didn't give him a negative vote to kick him off, but I did vote for somebody else. But that being said, if Nancy would have come to us with the recommendation that she didn't want him there, then I would definitely go along with that because I think we owe the respect to our management teams
And I
that
can
much.
agree with that too, but I think this could have been brought to us at a committee meeting. I don't know what the urgency was to have it bring it to us tonight for final action, because this was not at a committee.
Well, when we
We've
didn't
talked-
have the quorum last time, then I said put it on. I apologize. We don't call on people in the audience and stuff. Usually it's in citizens wishing to address the board piece of it.
I'm in Castillo, though, I'm the other alternate on this.
Let's do a roll call for this first motion.
But we got to get it, we do have support.
Yeah, it was-
Yeah,
yes.
support.
I can't pull mine up. What's the dates for the current alternates?
So each alternate has a different date. It coincides with whoever the appointed member is.
Are they 3-year terms?
Yes, they are.
Okay. So Lido, we just approved because Beer was Lido's alternate, correct?
That's correct. That would go through 12/31 of '22.
Okay, so I guess when this first came up, so I have zero background on any of it, right? It came up, and then there was, Commissioner Graytop had a question about whether we needed alternates at all. I don't really have an opinion on that. Mark Rochu felt like we needed alternates, and Nancy now is continuing to feel like that alternates are a good idea. So that's cool with me. Like, I don't sit on the Parks Board. But what it sounded like was these alternates weren't coming through the proper process, so we approve of, the original position and not the alternate. And so I'm kind of with Greg on, like, I have no background on Jim Beery. I had the one meeting with him, and he presented a spreadsheet that I didn't really understand, and, we went on, and then he was not appointed that night. So as far as having alternates, not alternates, again, I echo you, if it's working for that department, because, we have amazing parks, and it's hard to find people to volunteer. Sometimes it's hard to get people for a paid job. So I think with a 2022, because there's been so many questions, and I've asked this at several meetings, like, when are we just going to get it done? I don't care which direction we go, we've got to put it to bed. I don't want to talk about parks alternates anymore.
Well, my motion will correct the issue that she was addressing.
Yeah, hey, let's roll call.
Discussion's closed. Commissioner Baldwin.
No.
Commissioner Dunn.
No.
Commissioner McConnell.
No.
Commissioner Vandenbosch.
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing.
Yes?
Commissioner Beeden.
No.
Chairman Bohm.
No. Do
Motion
I have
fails.
a motion for the alternates?
I'll make the motion.
Support.
Discussion.
I just have one.
Yeah.
As far as the planning commission, which I have no issue with, they went and appointed, and I talked to Jay prior to, do they get to put it on there without board approval?
I have no idea.
Or is that part of this motion also? Just,
Planning Commission?
Oh,
metro planning.
they select, the planning commission appoints their representative on the Parks Commission.
I mean, as long as they can, but they have a member, if the procedure is correct, I'm fine with it. I just wanted to make sure that.
Those are the statutory or the statutory.
Planning Commission appoints.
Because it was included in our packet. So
Right.
I'm asking.
Yeah.
Okay. Did I get a motion in a second?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's do a roll call.
Yep. Commissioner Baldwin,
Yes.
Commissioner Beeden,
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing,
No?
Commissioner Dunn,
Yes.
Commissioner Vanden Bosch,
No.
Commissioner McConnell,
Yes.
Chairman Bohm.
Yes. Administrators report.
Couple things for you this evening. As Chairman Bohm already mentioned, we did receive 50% of our American Rescue Act funds yesterday, $15.4 million. Last week on May 10th, the interim guidance did come out on how we are able to spend it. As part of the interim guidance, there are many questions in it that Department of Treasury is actually looking for some feedback from governments, and those are due back by July. That being said, everything I've read through the guidance, it does appear that with the projects that the board has been discussing, that we are on the right track, and I have no reason to believe that we can't continue on the path with the infrastructure. It does appear that those types of projects will still be eligible. Yesterday, I had a meeting with our airport director, and some issues with our funding have come to light with the airport. Kathy had submitted our airport CIP to the Office of Aeronautics for 2022 through 2024. And as part of that, there were some rehabilitation or improvements to our runway 10-8. And she has since learned that the FAA will no longer fund any improvements to that runway or the taxiway or anything associated with that. Because of a wind study that happened in 2016, we don't meet the criteria. So she had a meeting earlier today with several individuals with the Office of Aeronautics. We were trying to get more information on that. The last time we did any improvements to that runway or anything would have been 2009. As part of accepting the funds, we do have to maintain that runway and those improvements for a 20-year period. Unfortunately, there are some maintenance that does need to be done to that runway, and if we do shut it down, that will have a significant impact on our airport because many of our jets can only use that because of the crosswind. I don't know enough about that to say that they can't use the other runway, but that's how Kathy explained it to me. So we're still kind of in information gathering. We are seeing if we can have that wind study updated so we can meet those FAA requirements because we were just barely off. And we're kind of confused why this has suddenly come to light since this wind study was done in 2016 and we have had some other airports improvements since then. So at some point we may be working with strategic communications or involving some of our legislators to see if we can get this corrected because this could have a significant negative impact on our airport. So as I find out more, I will let you know. Like I said, this just came to light yesterday. I had with my meeting with Kathy. So earlier this month, we did hear from our equalization director. We will be having a Headley rollback of all of our millages. That will amount to about $116,000 between general fund and all millages less in tax collections for this year. It was a very small fraction, however, will now be down to, let me find the number. I think it is, our millage rate will be 5.3153 from the 5.3265. Our operating millage was initially authorized at 5.77, so it is about $3 million less we collect annually from the original 5.77 mills.
But we're not getting a decrease in funding this year over last year. We're going to still have an increase. But that's how much we're leaving on the table by not having the Headley override.
That's correct. So for the general fund, it'll be about $75,000 over the current millage rate. And then I will end with some good news. Several staff in my office have received some honors and certifications. I want to congratulate Dina on earning her Certified Government Financial Manager certification. Melissa Krolchek in our office also earned her Certified Purchasing Professional certification. And earlier today, a press release went out from United Way that Jenny Posey was named their Campaign Champion of the Year.
Nice.
And that's all this evening.
So 2 quick comments. Airport, crazy expensive if you've got to pay for improvements out there. It's not like the road is like 1/9 of what it costs when you start talking about airport stuff. So we get that straightened away. And Dina, congratulations to all the staff. But I tell you, since I've been on the board, however many years, we have really worked very hard at taking people internally and elevating them and give them the opportunity. Prior to that, I think a lot of times we went outside and, so on and so forth. And Carrie's a great example. We'd Kaufman. I could name a whole bunch of people that has done that. I'm not sure where you started out, but you've worked your way up. I don't mean that in a bad sense. So we've gotten a lot of really good people, and have been able to do things. So, any miscellaneous business to come before us? Oh, I need a motion for the administrator's report.
So moved.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? 13, miscellaneous business. None to come, receive and file.
I make a motion to receive and file packets that were presented to the commissioners, packets at their places, and any other information presented.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Adjournment.
Make motion.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.
Like that.